you know, when I was young, if you were female, just about the worst thing you could have was saggy tits, right? It was like, don't want that. So like, as soon as you were like 12 years old and you started to get a pimple there, you know, they were like, oh, we got to get you in a training bra. Train him to go forward, right? And so I was with the program, you know. You'd see those pictures in the National Geographic and you'd think, oh, those poor women, if they just only had training bras, they'd be led by their breasts forward all the time. And who knew? It was wrong. My breast therapist in Canada said, no, underwire is the devil, basically. And so I was all good with being more comfortable. But the problem is that I've been playing guitar for how long? 55, 60 years, something long. No, not 60. Yeah, almost 60 years. And I think the guitar is totally built for the woman. So I have these new, comfortable, relaxed bras, and everything's in the wrong place. So now I have a bra that puts my tits back where they used to be so I can play guitar. But I have to remember a bra, my picks, my capo. You can't believe all the things I have to remember. So I keep saying that my bra is like hanging out of the shirt. This incredible dress my friend in Western Australia made, it would not hang out the bra because I wear more comfortable things now. I have a friend, again, in New Zealand, and her daughter has a friend who said to her, little kids, I didn't know there was a status about the mother's breast size. I did not know that. The little kid said to my friend's daughter, my mother's breasts are bigger than yours. And my friend's daughter very astutely immediately responded, yes, but my mother's are longer. She won. I have a great musician friend, Cheryl Wheeler, one of the greatest songwriters, beautiful voice, incredible songs. And then in between sets, she sounds like a female Tom Waits. She has this really gravelly voice. She goes, I wore a bra tonight. Guess it's important. People always come up to me and go, nice set. So I think I'm going to read this song and see if I can do it. Does it raise? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Oh, yeah, got it. Don't get mad, Wayne. I'm going to use the mic for it because it's really hard on my voice, this song. It's a spoken song. I worked when I was 18 and moved to LA. I worked for forestry, cutting down trees for fire breaks. It was horrible work, back-breaking work. And my best friend and I were the first two women hired on the crew because they had some affirmative action that you had to have a few chicks. And we were so excited to have a job. It was a big recession and we got paid minimum wage. We shouldn't have been very excited because all the people on the crew were, other than us, were prisoners that they would make work for free. So it was us and all these really rough guys, so rough. And they made us take karate lessons so that we could defend ourselves. It was horrible. And everything about it was horrible, but it was a job, it was a job. And after about a couple weeks of us working, they decided they didn't have any black females on the crew, and they thought, we have to have a token black female as well. So we got this tiny woman came, and she was from the inner city ghetto, and she'd never seen wilderness or a tree, basically. She was from the concrete jungle, and she came with like long fake nails and beautiful braided, beaded hair, and full makeup, and a little tiny hot pants. And Missy and I, in our horrible uniform, we had to wear a state parks uniform that only came in men's sizes. So they were really tight in the butt and really loose there. Oh, God. And 100% polyester, which meant you were either freezing or cooking. Anyway, Kathy showed up, and we were like, as if she's going to lift a finger. She was the toughest worker on the crew. She was incredible. We used to have competitions to see who could chop down a tree the fastest. Some big, burly, rough guy would always win until Kathy came on the crew. And with just, I think it was just energetically, she went, and it was poof. So we became fast best friends. And this little song is what happened to her that summer. So. I bet you wonder how a glam ghetto girl ended up working in a state, wearing a state uniform, clearing fire breaks in the hills. If you're hungry enough, minimum wage is a powerful calling, and no other black chicks were chomping at the bit to cut scrub brush and trees in the August heat with rattlesnakes and ticks and assholes on the crew, and they didn't have their quota of black chicks. In fact, I'm the only one. I've never been out of the ghetto. I've never been out of the ghetto. What I really am is the best damn skate dancer in the state. But what I bring in skating won't even keep me in bearing, so I chop down trees. I'm little, but I'm tough, and I can bring up down a poison sumac faster than any of the white-ass guys on the crew. The old boss, what a dickhead. There was this one guy, Clint, laziest guy on the crew, but he was always buttering up the boss, always buttering up the boss. So the dickhead boss uses him as an example, saying we should work as hard as him. I like to fall down laughing, saying, what, you want us to work less? He'd like to fire me, but like I said, I'm the only black chick on the crew, and how would that look? They gotta keep their quotas filled. The ones that work the hardest never get the credit. It rightly pisses me off. I've got to get out of the ghetto. I've got to get out of the ghetto. Then miracle of miracles, we get a new boss named Walt. Who ever heard of someone doing something righteous in Sacramento? Anyway, the new guy's not bad. He's a retired fireman, got tired of watching his neighborhood decay, so he signed up for the summer, overseeing us. He knows the work is hard, and he knows who's working hard. There was this one day we were clearing up an old dump site. Worse than clearing shrub because it stank. I was in a foul mood because I didn't have the money to go to enter the national skate competition in Vegas. I thought I might win if I went there, but $300 was about as far away from my reality as buying real estate on the moon. It was a hot and nasty day. We were moving slow and tired. Then all of a sudden, I see something that looks like money in the section I'm clearing, and oh mercy, it's a $1, no, $2, no, $3 $100 bills. I start shouting and yelling. They think I got bit by a rattlesnake. I'm gonna get out of the ghetto. I'm gonna get out of the ghetto. Walt says I get to keep it, because it was in the section I was clearing. You ain't never seen such commotion. Everyone started digging in the garbage, looking for the buried treasure. It was the fastest cleanup in the history of dump sites. No other money was found. Funny, it was exactly in the section. It was exactly the amount I needed to enter the skate competition. At the time, I'm so thick, I didn't even realize that Walt had planted it. I just thought it was the cosmos saying I had to go and skate. I won that competition and a few others, and after that I got some parts on TV. It took me a long time to realize it was an old fireman giving a young girl a break without needing to be thanked, without ever needing to be thanked. I never saw Walt again after the summer in the fire crew. I made my way out of the ghetto. I made